This is the new Denso alternator. So got that to look forward to tomorrow. It's a brand new day. You can see that I have the new alternator located in the void, as it were. And here has been my dilemma. Very briefly, I started to install the alternator. It was clear that there's a bushing in this mounting location right here. You can see a little bit of that, not as much as I would like. There's a bushing right there where that socket is. And you see that what I've done is I put a socket big enough to go around the bushing. I put, that's just a piece of all thread in there. 9/16 nut on each side with a washer in the back that covered the back side of the bushing, and a washer in the front that covered the socket, the opening of the socket. Everything passes right through the socket, and the bushing pulled right back into that opening the way I had hoped. So now, in theory, I should be able to slide the flange on the alternator back in the hole. And what I'm talking about is this right here. This is the old alternator. This is a type of bushing like I'm talking about. And I just simply put the socket right over that on the outside of that bracket to force the bushing into the socket, flush with the inside of that tang right there. So we'll see if it works. I'll let you know. So maybe you can see that and see what I've got going on. We will hope so. Should be able to see it pretty well. I'll throw a little more light on the subject here. Let me do it this way. Put a little more light down there, and we'll see if we can't pull this off and kind of give a demonstration of what we had going on here. So this, I'm just going to pull this off here. I didn't want to pull that off the back side. I lost my wrench off the back side, which is fine. My little stubby wrench, 9/16. But I just want to pull the nut and washer off the back side. Come on now. So these are on the back side. Boom, boom. Uh-oh, looks like I should have had just a slightly bigger socket, but I think I can still do some work on this. So let me grab a tool here. Thought that cleared pretty easily, and it did not. So it's just a little bit snug on there. So let me see if I can tap that off. We'll get a friendly tapping device here. And you can hear I'm not wailing on it. It's just a little tap. And there it came off. Boom. Oh yeah, and you can even see where the line is there. So it should fit fine. I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe you can. If I move back, you can see where the fresh line is on the mounting tab there. That's how much that that bushing moved. Let me see if I can do this with a screwdriver. So you see right there, this small area right here was where it had been sticking out before, and the area that's more shiny, it's a shinier area. So it's moved 1/8 of an inch or so. That ought to get us into the ought to get us aligned and into the tangs there and ready to mount it up. Now let's see, was that what we needed? I hope so. What I really need is a sip of coffee. Ah, that is good right there. That is good. All right, now, little things like that are not difficult to overcome. You just got to have a little ingenuity, a little strategy, as Bugs Bunny would say. They are just small things that take place and set you back a bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It would not go in before. Look at that. What we have to do is get it aligned here. Oh, well, luckily, I heard that one hit the floor. You heard it too. When it goes ding, ding, ding on the concrete, that's a good sign. Because otherwise, you got to go find it. And that's a bad sign. So let me see. Where does this thing line up? Do I have it in there? No, I don't have that in. There's no way. I need one of you guys to come over here and pick this up every time I drop it. La-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. Abracapocus. Hocus cadabra. It's got to come down. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or not. As they say, time wounds all heals. Oh, I think we've got it going on right there. Okay, that's good. Okay. Now I just need to put my other, well, I got a lot of other things to put in place, really. I believe this goes right on the front here, more or less like so. I'm not helping myself very much right there, probably. It's way up under there, so that's where it needs to go. So I'm going to put the bracket back. This bracket is the mounting bracket for the alternator. Should sit right like that, maybe. All right, that has got to be it, and that has got to be where it goes. So I didn't take it apart, I just took the bolt out. Yep, I think that's got it. I believe that guy is a 12mm, and it has proven to be true. So we'll put this 12mm in there, just snug it up. Not super tight. Pretty sure that this has got to be the way of the world right here. Don't believe there's anything else. Is that a 12 as well? Sure is, I think. It sure is. And this looks like the guy. Put it right there. Bring it up here. I believe that's got us started. This kind of fell into place. Yep, again, not rock solid. We're just gonna ease it in there for right now. I thought I had it in there, but it does not go any like I would expect. Oh, that feels like some resistance right there. Yep, okay, that's got it. Okay, so that's, you get the idea. It's just gonna be the reverse. I gotta put my timing tensioner, idler pulley, engine mount bolt. I'll just gradually put everything else back together here, and we will see what else there is to do. But we're on the put her back together mode rather than the take her all apart mode. I'll bring you back when I get it kind of wrapped a little bit here. All right, I decided to kind of carry you folks along with me for the journey here. You won't be able to see everything I do because I got to get back into the space you would have been in here. But I think we're going to start with the motor mount. That was the engine mount. That's the last thing I really took off. And I kind of like to go in reverse order here a little bit. If I could take it off in that order, I should be able to put it back in that order, I'm thinking. Oh, that's way too big. That little bit of space for that pad on the engine mount made all the difference in the world. I could really get that out of there. That the tensioner for the timing, or for the idler pulley, serpentine belt tensioner, that was important. This wire was important. Several things that you had to take loose. It wasn't too bad. Once you did those things. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. We'll put it back on right, we'll have it done, and we can take it for a test drive here shortly. Must be a mile long, for heaven's sake. There we go. Good gravy. Snug that up. Oh, there it was. You hear it click? That's tightened the specs. Then I need to get this guy. He's got to go in the bottom side of the serpentine belt tensioner. You can't see it. Even if you're here, you wouldn't be able to see it, so don't feel bad. I can't see it either. I think I did something I need to fix, because I put my line, the air conditioner, I put that back in here, and it is not going to work like that. So I need to pop, first of all, I need to pop this belt out of there. Serpentine belt fell behind that tensioner. That's a no-no. Then I need to pull this up here. I don't believe there's any possibility, although there might be, getting that in there. That air conditioning line in the way. That's crazy. Okay, here we go. Okay, gotta make my knuckles smaller there. So this needs to come, I didn't accidentally, I put this line back. But it needs to come out just for a couple minutes because I can push it down just a fraction, probably half an inch, and it changes the entire dynamic. Now all I have to do is get it lined up, the mounting hole. Let me see how this needs to look. That doesn't go up very far. Shouldn't be all that difficult. Well, don't ever say that. It shouldn't be all that difficult. It should be easy. It shouldn't be a problem. Famous last words. There it goes. So that's in place. Get the serpentine belt out of the way. I don't think I have yet gotten it in place. Well, I see the problem. I missed it. Came in on the other side. Stop short. Stop short. Here we go. That seems really tough. So I'm going to turn this light off and grab this puppy. See if any of you remember that TV show that line came from. He stopped short. Is that also true as well? It is, I think. I have to wind that puppy in a bit. I can't get the ratchet on that bolt until I get it in much farther than it is. Ain't what I need. I have a set of ratcheting wrenches and I almost never get them out. And shame on me for that. What size is this one? 17? 17. I'm gonna go get one. Well, forget about it. I can't get one because I don't have a 17 in ratcheting wrenches. I've got a 15 is the largest size that I have. So we'll have to try this with the old-fashioned ratchet here. And that means I got a lot more. Well, I do it with a wrench, but there's no real room in here. Let's see if that's got me. I think I should have enough room now. Oh yeah, perfectly aligned and perfectly ready to go. Okay, we got it. It's all good. We'll put this back. Lines go back in the clips. It goes in one, it goes in both. This needs to come over for show. For show. It's gotta come up to here, if I remember correctly. Just like that. Come back up through here. So, fastener, it's going to be this fastener with the Phillips head. So we'll put that back in place. I think that's it. I don't know if it's a 10 millimeter. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an 8 millimeter. Put that down, it's in place now, it's all good. This may be a little out of whack because I've got to reach around that to get the serpentine belt on, but I think that'll be alright. Okay, that looks good. This minimizes the chances of me messing that up somehow. Alrighty, so I need to pull this serpentine belt off now. And that's the belt. Looks pretty good overall, I think. What do you think? Not cracked, nothing missing. It's probably about 8 years old. Probably about 60,000 miles. Probably not going to go back on the car. Here's the new one. Bam. The Gates Micro V. This one was a Bond. What is it called? A Bando. Also made in the USA. Alright. I believe that's got it. Looks to be the same length. Same width. Now, do you guys even care which direction these face? I like to have the markings facing so I can read them when I'm standing. This one's made in Mexico, so this wasn't made in the US. So I can read these whenever I'm looking at it from this side. It'll be facing me. I know, it makes no sense, but that's what I like. Alright, I don't know if there's a better place to put you guys. Oh, that's not the good spot right there. could put you there, but you're a little cockeyed. Try it right here, maybe. We'll try that. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Back at it. I need to put the coveralls back on because it's just a filthy, filthy job with this. I don't have a phobia of dirt and grease, but coveralls are just a wonderful tool, and so I try to use them wherever I can. Check out the plugs I've got on this thing. See where they need to go. I may have to pop that back loose and just drop that bracket down so I can see what I want to do there. That's why I didn't tighten it up. I'll put these plugs back on the back side of the air conditioner. The one on the back of the air conditioner was a real struggle, so no joy on that one at all, really. If this looks like fun, it isn't. It's not the worst thing I've ever done, I'm sure. Here we go. This is all by Braille. As much of a pain as it was to put on, or take off, it may be more of a pain to put back on. That is interesting to me. Because who would think it? Generally speaking, I love Hondas, but this circumstance has really caused me some grief. Alright, I'm going to pull that out. I think I'm going to pull, as I kind of feared, if I put that on there, we'll just pull this bolt back out. That's why I didn't tighten it up. Don't tighten it till you know you won't have to take it back loose. And that is absolutely not the case, obviously. I swear I think that would have been smarter. And I don't know that I'm all that smart, but it probably would have been smarter to put that on completely before I ever put this back together. Sometimes it's absolutely infuriating to get something done and then have to go back and do it again, but you have to. It's just all there is to it. You can't progress until you've got it right, and so you have to. You don't have a choice. Can't progress until you've done it right. Or at least I can't. The boot on this one is really finicky. However, I definitely want to get that on there because the critical component of the let's keep the water out process. I believe that's got it. Got the nut there. Gotta have a way of keeping the nut that holds this connector on the starter in place. It's going to keep falling out of my socket, and you can't really reach down in there. So I'm going to tape it in. I think this will do it. Oh yeah, so it won't fall out now. Got a little tape in there. A little masking tape that won't hurt really anything. So let's get that together. Very thin masking tape. Take a look at what I got here. I think it goes just like that. Wow, that works so well that my socket won't come off. There it goes. Oh, I tell you what, I've discovered that these small picks are just the thing. I don't know that I could have done this job without those. Just the sheer number of things I've used them for. Electrical clips, certainly. The only thing I need to get some with a longer handle, a deeper reach here. So, on the agenda. Now this is being picky and carrying it to the extreme because this doesn't matter if I have this on there or not. Let's try these guys. Grab it with that. Grab it with that to a degree. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, let's tighten that down. That ought to be tight enough, I'd say. You tighten it till things start popping and cracking. That's generally tight enough. Use this to stretch the boot out to get that back over the nut that's on there. I've got my plugs in place. I'm going to tighten all this up, and then I got to put a bolt right there to hold that loom. I'm going to run back over everything that I've got in here. Make sure I'm all squared away. Now, I tightened this up already. This is I know that's tight. As a matter of fact, I don't need to go back and tighten that one again. I know it's tight. You heard me tighten up the one that's the bolt for the idler, for the tensioner. You heard me tighten that up, so I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep. I think I will just put this on there, make sure. Oh, that's definitely tight. No worries on that. Look at this one. Oh, yeah, that's way too good. Okay, so much for that. That's why you don't want tools just laying around all over the car. End up not knowing what you got and where it is and all the other stuff that goes with it. We're going to get there. Tightening up the lower alternator bolt. Let's tighten up all of these components down here. Tighten up the... I'll tell you, I think I damaged myself on that. I should have left that up out of the way. That's good right there. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. This we can put back. These go right here. Put these back in the fender to hold this bracket for the power steering fluid. That looks like about a 10. Looks like a 10 for good reasons. I always love this sound. That's the sound of work being done. The sound of something about to be fixed. Always love that sound. Oh boy. That takes me back a ways. Alright, we're in place there now. That's good. This one goes right back here, perhaps. Maybe? I don't know. I guess that makes sense. This one goes on the top right there. Is that a 10 millimeter as well? I believe it is. Well, what are we doing here? I'm not making any progress. Oh, don't drop it. Why? Why does that feel wrong? Just wrong. Possible that this one goes elsewhere. It looks like it works fine like that. I got an extra. Goes here to the reservoir. And we move forward here. Oh boy. That's it. I was working on something today and I was thinking, actually taking a walk this morning, and I was thinking how we never know where life is going to take us. Never know. You never, as a kid, you never know. You don't know what things would be like. And you think you know. You think you got it figured out. Graduate high school, you think you got it. You know it. But you don't know it. You don't realize how much you don't know it until later on when you start to kind of figure it out a little bit more. And then you realize, man, at that point in my life, I didn't know anything. I can't possibly know what's possible for me because I haven't lived enough to know. This 12 is going to go back here. I'm going to check this one more time. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm good. My ability to check things is minimal at this point. I'm not married to it, so I'm good. Let me try a shorter one again. Short extension, we'll try this. We'll see if we got it. One more quick check of things and just double check. Boy. I'll tell you one thing. There is no room to work on these vehicles at all. There's no room. No room. Did I say no room? I have already done it. I know what's in there, I think. Wow, that's just a pain. That's tight. Alrighty, well, that's good. We're almost done. So the only thing now is to get this back together. I'm going to put this belt on, and then I'll come back and we'll get it started. Well, there's the finished product. Everything's back on. Brand new alternator hidden down in there. Everything's hooked back up. Nothing worse for wear except for the grommet on the hood prop. I broke the plastic grommet But I put a rubber one in there for now. Let me get this done. It'll do for the moment, and I will eventually replace that with an original replacement part. Let's see how she does. I happen to know that it's going to start right up because I've started it once already. I believe we're all squared away here. Let's just see what happens here. Oh, it started like a dream. We're going to take it down the road and back. I got to go grab my wallet. We're going to do that. And we'll take it for a little test drive here. All right, so just pulled out here, headed down the road, 206,335 miles. This has been a really, it could just totally fall apart tomorrow, but it's been a great vehicle. We've owned it 8 years, 8.5. Our second Odyssey, and I love them. This thing was a little finicky earlier, whenever the alternator went bad. Voltage dropped below 12 volts and it wouldn't shift. Transmission didn't operate properly. You could floor it and the engine would rev up, but the transmission didn't engage. There's a lot of electronics involved in all that, so it did not work well at all. And so now she seems to be a beaut. So I might as well take you with me for a little drive around here today. We'll just go take a little cruise and make sure everything's okay.
You never owned a tractor, just a piece of land. Worked it when the bay mule was a heck of a hand. Raised his children behind a 4-foot plow. There used to be men like him, but there ain't none now. He never went to school, couldn't read or write. Made his living the hard way, working day and night. Had a double-barrel shotgun if you crossed his path. Smoked a share of Camels, nothing wrong with that. Followed in his footsteps, watching all he did. 10 years old, just a dirty-faced kid, asking questions, trying to understand. Papaw taught me how to be a man. Sweetheart in 43, made it through some hard times, raised a family. How they ever made it is a mystery. With a $10 milk cow and some John Hall C. Followed in his footsteps, watching all he did. 10 years old, just a dirty-faced kid, asking questions, trying to understand. Papaw taught me how to be a man. Papaw taught me how to be a man.
Well, I feel like that's probably enough of a drive for you. We will wrap this up and try to get a video out on this. And hopefully it helps somebody. I don't know. But certainly it has helped us because at least we have the van back operational. And I think I'm going to drive it tonight. Play some music at the Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion up in Bristol, Tennessee. So I'll check back in with you at another time. Until then, endeavor to persevere.